And welcome back. 2 explosions struck near the Iranian embassy in the Lebanese capital, Beirut, today, killing at least 18 people and wounding dozens of others. The mid-morning blasts hit the neighborhood of Janaa, a stronghold of the Shiite Muslim group Hezbollah. One explosion blew out the main gate of the Iranian mission, damaging the 3-story facility. The second blast was just meters away. There have been several attacks in the past few months against Shiite strongholds in Lebanon. Syrian rebels say they are retaliation for Hezbollah fighters' open support for government forces in Syria's civil war. And Iran has been backing Syrian President Bashar al-Assad, supplying him with money and weapons since the Syrian crisis began 2.5 years ago.
Thanks to relief efforts launched by international organizations, food and water supplies are now reaching typhoon survivors in the Philippines. But doctors tending to the sick and wounded say medicine is scarce. Still, survivors have started picking up the pieces to start what will clearly be a long road to recovery.
Rescue and recovery efforts are picking up in the aftermath of Super Typhoon Haiyan. Because Tacloban suffered the brunt of the storm, doctors say patients here are dying from a lack of medical supplies.
Though we're having problems with gowns and the current and some IV antibiotics, including blood. Some patients already died prior to intervention because of severe sepsis.
Inspired by the outpour of relief, survivors are pitching in to help get through the crisis. Some even participated in a unity march.
Yeah, this is not an ordinary march. We call it the walk to overcome.
Food and water supplies are being coordinated in a huge aid distribution center outside the city. That's where the UN's humanitarian chief is ensuring it all runs smoothly.
I'm really delighted that so much progress has been made, so much more aid is going out, and that people are getting the vital supplies that they need.
But survivors on the island of Guian say they've had no relief aid.
We have no food, no, nothing.
The World Food Program admits they have yet to reach those on inaccessible islands.
It's a logistics challenge, but not, as I said, not one we're overwhelmed by, but one that takes, unfortunately, more time to acquire the right tools to reach all of those people who are in need.
Aid by way of collecting, identifying, and burying the mass dead has also arrived, but that too will take a long time.
It's very important to try and identify each body, especially for the families. That gives them closure.
Every year we're hit by strong typhoons. There must be a template already for this. It's about time our government, prepares for the next storms.
Authorities now believe more than 3,900 people were killed by the typhoon and 4 million are displaced.
Back locally, the Council on Smoking and Health wants to see a 100% rise in tobacco taxes next year. It says the move would make Hong Kong the world's first developed economy with a single-digit smoking prevalence rate. Joel De Silva reports.
With a pack of cigarettes going for an average of $50 to $52 in local shops, Hong Kong's tobacco tax currently stands at between 65% and 68% of retail prices, figures that put Hong Kong behind other developed economies and slightly behind the minimum 70% tax recommended by the World Health Organization. The Council on Smoking and Health wants to radically change that picture. It advocates for a 100% hike in tobacco duties for the 2014-2015 fiscal year, a measure they say would result in a decline in smoking prevalence from the current 10.7% to single-digit figures in just 1 to 2 years. The rationale behind it is the basic economic rule that higher prices will curb demand. But the Hong Kong Council on Smoking and Health doesn't just think that tobacco taxes are an effective way to persuade smokers to quit. In fact, it is also convinced that expensive cigarettes will stop others from picking up the habit.
Prior to the tax raise in 2009, the smoking population for secondary students from primary 1 to 5, it's 6.9%. And after the two tax rates, the figures has dropped to 3.4%. So this clearly shown that the tax raise has a real effect on young smokers.
The council also presented a survey by the School of Public Health of the University of Hong Kong, which shows wide support among non-smokers and ex-smokers for raising the tobacco tax. It also shows that a substantial part of current smokers cut down on their daily smoking habit after the 2011 tobacco tax hike. João da Silva, TVB News.
All right, Chris, what do you have for us in sports today?
We got some familiar faces in football trying to take the game further into the U.S. And we'll start with former England captain David Beckham and NBA superstar LeBron James thinking about trying to bring a Major League Soccer franchise to Miami. As Jameson Wong reports, the idea has fans excited about the possibilities.
Talk about star power. Beckham and Bron, the NBA's reigning MVP, said he's had preliminary talks with the ex-England captain about possibly bringing a Major League Soccer team to Miami. The two are apparently buds, and Beckham, who played for the LA Galaxy, has been given the right to start an expansion MLS franchise. He was scouting out stadium locations last week. South Florida had a team in the past, the Miami Fusion, but it folded in 2001 because of poor attendance. Now, if they could add the name of Joe Montana to the group, they might really have something. But the NFL legend is busy serving as an ambassador for the league. The four-time Super Bowl champion was in China promoting the sport. American football is hoping to go the way of the NBA here, but has a long way to go.
They're still in the very early stages of introduction of the game here, and yeah, we went to the University Bowl yesterday and saw a pretty good flag football game. I haven't seen any full contact, but there are leagues here already, so you know, it's foot's in the ground.
Now turn away if you're squeamish. This is ugly, quite possibly the worst soccer miss ever. It happened in Peru's top flight. Cienciano striker Ramon Rodriguez with a colossal miss. But there's a moral to the story. Rodriguez came back later to score a penalty and earn his team a draw. Jameson Wong, TVB News.
Increasing the city's tourism capacity might be a touchy subject at the moment, but there's at least one kind of visitor that's being embraced: feathered ones. If you want to learn about the 1,000 or so migratory birds that are stopping by for the winter, the annual bird watching festival is now being held at the Wetland Park. Here's Diane Toe with more details.
The elegant heron prefers traveling alone. With a beak shaped like a lute, there's the black-faced spoonbill, an endangered species. This group of migratory birds are flying south for the winter, and now they're making a stop in Hong Kong to refuel or to stay for the cold season. Every year, the Wetland Park in Yuen Long records more than 1,000 migratory birds. From now until March next year, the Wetland Park will be holding its birdwatching festival under the theme Travelers in the Sky to give the public a chance to get closer to these seasonal visitors. Wetland Park manager Yao Pak To said one activity includes a day's training on which water birds are most common here and the skills needed to spot these birds for gathering data. During the birdwatching festival, the Wetland Park will offer a range of edutainment activities such as workshops, seminars and games for those interested. Diane To, TVB News.
And that's our news.
Good night.
Good evening. It was mainly cloudy and dry today. At 5 p.m., a northeast monsoon persisted over southern China. Today's temperatures ranged from 18.7 to 21.3 degrees, and the relative humidity was between 56 to 77%. The current temperature is now standing at 21 degrees Celsius, and the relative humidity is at 66%. The fire danger warning is red, and the fire risk is extreme. So, Freddie, how's the weather tomorrow?
Oh.
Mainly cloudy with a few rain patches later tomorrow. Temperatures will range from 18 to 21 degrees. It'll be cloudy on Thursday. Tomorrow's API is forecast at 50 to 100, and the air pollution level will range from medium to high. The maximum UV index forecast for tomorrow will be about 3. And now to the latest global weather update. Sunny in Shanghai, cloudy in Taipei and Xiamen. Cloudy in Guangzhou and Chengdu, bright in Macau. Sunny in Beijing and Tokyo, cloudy in Seoul. Rain in Bangkok and Ho Chi Minh City, showers in Manila. Thunderstorms in Kuala Lumpur and Singapore, rain in Jakarta. Sunny in New Delhi, Karachi and Mumbai. Sunny in Cairo, showers in Nairobi. Sunny in Brisbane, showers in Sydney and Melbourne, bright in Auckland. Sunny in Toronto and New York. Sunny in Vancouver, rain in San Francisco, bright in Los Angeles. Rain in London, Paris, and Amsterdam, showers in Frankfurt, snow in Zurich. And that's the weather. Good night.